Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this yoga practice for sore, achy muscles. So if you are sore from head to toe and you really need to alleviate some stiffness within the body, this is the practice for you. Let's get started at the back of our mat in child's pose. Just bring your knees comfortably apart, whatever is feeling good, and then slowly make your way down, reaching your fingertips to the top. Relaxing your head down, taking a couple breaths. On the exhale, feeling your body get a little bit heavier. And then start to bring your fingertips up at the top of the mat. Bringing your hands and wrists a little bit higher, elbows higher. And pushing your belly down between your legs. Relaxing your head. Good, and then rolling up into your tabletop position, go right into some cat-cow. So start with your cat, tucking your chin in, dropping the head. And then let's sway from side to side. So just turning your head or tilting your head to one side and the other, and then shifting the hips as well. Opposite side. So your head will go to the right, your hips will go to the left. Really good for the lower back. Good, and then dropping the belly into our cow. Look up, take a deep breath in. Tuck the chin in again. And then reaching your hands forward. Come into your puppy pose really slowly here. So dropping your elbows down. Hips are high. And then bring your fingers and hands together for prayer behind your head. Feel this beautiful opening in your shoulders, your chest. Good, and then dropping your hands down, come into your child's pose again, and then reaching your fingertips over towards the right side. Really reach, really make sure that you have both hips seating on your mat. And then over to the other side. Reach, reach, reach. Good, and then slowly come up. Come up onto your toes, sit back onto your heels. And then bringing your hands behind your head, bring your elbows to touch, curving the spine. And then open up. Bring those elbows back, lift your chin high. And again, nice and slowly, rolling the spine. This can feel really good. Good, and then dropping your hands down. Come into a kneeling position, bring your knees together. Hands behind your head once more. And we're gonna roll our body. Come a little bit further down, let your elbows touch. Dropping your head. Take a few breaths here. Good, and then we're going to sway from side to side. So we're lifting one elbow and then the other. So one elbow goes down to the mat and the other one is lifted. And switch. And switch. And now bring yourself up here while you roll from side to side, your head and your upper body. Come up. Good, and then stretching your fingertips to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Lower your hands all the way down. Come into your Baddha Konasana. Heels and toes together. Chest up. Little bounces. And you could tilt your head from one side to the other if you're still feeling that stiffness. You could close your eyes at any time during this practice. Come into a crisscross position. Bring your right arm across your chest, pulling the elbow in. And then switching sides. And then bringing both arms up, reach for the sky. Grab onto your hands, flip your palms facing up. And then bring them to your head and dropping your right elbow down. Still hold on to your hands together, looking over towards the left side. So we're pulling our right elbow down and your left one goes to the sky. And then switching sides. Dropping the left elbow, left one goes to the sky, reach, reach, reach. And back up to center. Extending your right leg out. Nice and gentle here just to start. We're just gonna start leaning forward a little bit. So you could grab onto your knees or place your hands on the mat and just rolling forward slightly. Good, and then slowly come up, reach for the left knee, reaching over to the left side, and then over towards the straight leg. You could flex your foot, try to grab it, and then just reach for the sky or the ceiling. I'm reaching for beautiful clouds today. Reach, reach, reach. Good, come up to center and switch sides. So first coming forward. You could do little bounces, trying to keep your hip from rising. Good, and then slowly coming up, leaning over towards the right side. And then over towards the extended leg, grabbing on to your toes, bringing the arm all the way up, trying to relax your shoulders. Good, and then coming up to center, come onto your knees again. Then we're gonna extend our right leg out to the side. You can have your foot flat. Bring your arms all the way out. And we're gonna just go to the easy side. So reaching over towards the left side, push your hips forward as you reach towards the side wall. Open up the chest. And then using your core, come all the way up and then towards the extended leg. And again, just reaching towards the sky or the ceiling. Good, and then placing your hands down, you're gonna sit back. So you're sitting back onto your heels, keeping that leg extended, and then reaching your body forward. And then you can push yourself up or using your strength to come all the way up once more. Good, reaching your arms all the way up, floating them down, and then switching sides. Extending the left leg out, and then coming up straight. Over towards the easy side first, over towards the right. Reach, pushing your hips forward. Just hold, getting rid of all that stiffness and soreness. And then slowly coming up and over towards the straight leg. Just a little bend, that's all you have to do. So we're reaching towards the leg, reaching towards the sky, pushing our hips forward. Good, and then come up to center. We're leaning back on that heel again. So we're just sitting back. Bring your foot out to the side and then come forward. Good, slowly coming up. Coming into your tabletop position once more. Just do some organic movement here as we bring our hips forward to the side and around. So we're almost going into our upward dog. And then go over to the other side, just pushing your hips in towards the mat, and then the side and back. This can feel really good on the lower back, on your hips. Take this as slow as you need to, especially if you're feeling a little bit tight and sore. Good, coming up to neutral, flip your toes into your first downward facing dog. So keeping your knees really bent, slight bend in the elbows as well. Just a little bit of slow movement so you can find that nice spot where you're getting a really nice stretch. Feel the fingertips in towards your mat. Focus on keeping your hips high. Don't worry if your knees and your elbows are bent. Try to relax your shoulders down too. Let your head be heavy. Maybe let it dangle, sway from side to side. Good, and then lower your knees all the way down. Release your toes, come up, and now we're just pushing our hips forward. Bring your hands to your lower back, shoulders out. Push your hips forward. Good. Back up to center. Place your hands down and extend your left leg forward. Come into your low lunge. So your knee is on the mat. And bring both hands just below the knee, lifting up your chest. Let's try bringing one arm in the other. Lifting up. And then dropping your hands down to the mat, flipping up the back toe and straightening the back leg, come into a twist. So we're in a runner's lunge with a twist. Twisting at the waist. And then lower the left hand down. Swing that left leg back, come into your high plank just for a moment. You can walk out your high plank by bending one knee and the other. And then when you're ready, hold. Bending the knees slightly, squeezing the glutes and the legs. And then lift your hips high, downward facing dog. Nice, beautiful exhale here. And then dropping your knees down to the mat. Coming up once more. Let's go into our camel again, pushing your hips forward. And then let's come up onto our toes and try to reach for a right ankle while we extend our left arm up. And then switching sides. And then coming up to neutral, bringing your right foot forward this time for your low lunge. Getting your left heel a little bit further back. And then coming up, bringing both hands just below your right knee this time. Relax your shoulders. And then maybe bringing one arm up and the other. Good, and then lowering your hands down, coming up onto your back toes, straightening the leg, coming into your runner's lunge, and then picking up your right hand for a twist. Dropping the right hand down, take the right foot, swing it back into your high plank position once more. Let's flow it out. Let's start just by dropping the knees, chest, chin, into your upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Bending the knees. Good, lift your heels and then lower. Pushing your hands in towards the mat. Do this a couple times, lifting your heels all the way up, squeezing the body, and lower. One more time. Squeeze, and lower. Lift your heels, bend your knees, jump just to the center of the mat. Come into your forward fold with your feet about shoulder width apart. Let's walk out our forward fold really gently. Maybe swing from side to side, maybe bending one knee and the other. Seeing how this feels on our hips. Shaking our head again, yes and no. Good, try to bring your feet a little bit closer together, almost to touch. Try to bring your fingers to the top a little bit more, so reaching to the top of the mat. Can still play a little bit if your hamstrings are a little bit tight. Dropping your head. And then we're going to slowly roll up, but I want you to really bend your knees here, let your head be last, and just let your arms be heavy, let your shoulders fall, and then slowly, slowly coming up. And then slowly reaching your arms all the way up. Take a deep breath in, chest out. And then swan dive all the way down. Good, nice and slow, halfway lift. Forward fold. And then picking up the left foot, come to the top of the mat, and then stepping the left foot back. Come into a nice, it's like a wide pyramid pose, trying to keep your hips square. And then bending the front knee, come into your high lunge, reaching both arms all the way up. Sink a little bit deeper. And then bring your arms out to cactus, lower the back knee, almost to touch, and then reach for the sky. 2 more times, lower the back knee, open up the shoulders, elbows, reach for the sky. Last one, dropping the knee down, and extend. Lower your hands all the way down, taking the left foot, send it back, high plank position. Let's flow it out. You can go into a full chaturanga now. Upward dog. To downward facing dog. Maybe holding this downward dog. Taking a breath. And then lifting the heels, bending the knees, just jumping almost to the center of the mat. Halfway lift into your forward fold. Lower down. Stepping the left foot forward this time, so just a little bit. Stepping the left foot back. Dropping your hands down to the top. A wider version of your pyramid pose. Taking a couple breaths here. Good, and then bending the front knee, stepping back into your high lunge, so coming up, reaching for the sky or the ceiling, bending the front knee. It's okay if your back leg is a little bent, because we're gonna go right into those bends. So the left knee bends and hovers, or almost touches your mat, and lift. And then bring your arms out into cactus, pulling your chest forward and up. 2 more times because it feels so good. Drop and up and drop and up. Beautiful, dropping your hands all the way down, taking the left foot, swing it back into your high plank position, and just come into your downward facing dog. Lifting your right leg all the way up, 3-legged dog, bending the right knee, open up the hip. Just take a minute, bouncing your heel, pushing the other heel into the mat. And then lower down. Then lifting your left leg all the way up, 3-legged dog, bending the left knee, opening up the hip. Try to keep your shoulders square. Good, and extend the leg. Bring your toes to touch. Roll into your high plank position and then lower down all the way to your belly. Lifting yourself up for cobra and lower. Try to keep your elbows in and lift and lower. One more time, we're gonna lift all the way up and then sink back into our wide-legged child's pose. Sinking deep. Reach, reach, reach once more. Taking a couple breaths. I love to finish as we started, so you could be mindful of how you feel after doing a practice. So let's lift, come up onto our fingertips once more, lifting our hands and our wrists, arms off of the mat. Good, and then slowly making your way up, bringing your feet to the top of the mat. We're gonna roll ourselves all the way down. Give ourselves a little head to toe stretch. Reach, reach, reach. Good, and then lower your hands to your side. Bring your knees up, 90-degree angle. And then bring your arms out to the side so that you can let both knees fall over to the right for a twist. And then using your core, coming all the way up to center and then switching over to the other side. And again, all the way up and over and up and over. Back up to center. Extend your right leg, but let it hover. And then pulling your left knee in towards your chest. And then we're gonna switch. So extending each leg, squeezing our knees into our chest. Don't let that leg drop. Good, and then placing your feet down, lift up to a bridge, lifting your hips nice and high, stretching your hands over your head. Maybe do a little hip movement here, so you're bringing your knees to one side and the other. Feels really good on the lower back. Again, always listening to your body. Lower your hips down, then just windshield wiper, letting both knees fall over to one side and the other. Good, and then letting both knees fall from either side in your Supta Baddha Konasana, bringing your toes and heels to touch. Relaxing, yes. Good, and then finishing off our practice with a little rest, a little Shavasana. Bring your palms facing up. Let your feet fall from either side. And relax. If you have more time to stay here, I urge you to. If not, we're going to start to move our wrists, move our feet. We're going to come back to the present moment. We're going to become aware at how good we feel as we work our way up to our seated position, where we come together and close this beautiful, beautiful practice. Thank you, all of you, for joining me so much. Take this beautiful positive energy and share it with all those that you love. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. So nice.